Hey, welcome back to another episode from Life for Living Well. My name is Richard. Before I dive into the topic I have this week, I'd like to say one or two things quickly. If you like to receive weekly article that we send out, please sign up on our website at www.lifeforlivingwell.com. So we also have the article relating to every podcast that we release every week, and we have a number of people that already subscribe to that newsletter, so you may be able to get those articles on your email every time we release it out. And it's free. So if you also like to know one or two things about Life for Living Well community, you can check it out on our website at www.lifeforlivingwell.com. So let's get diving in without taking much of your time. So this week, the topic I'm looking at is what I call, what are the three benefits of listening? And this is more in line with what I've been looking at for the last few weeks now. And if you follow it till now, you will see how everyday puzzle is begin to shape out and begin to fit together. And there's no benefit talking about the benefit associated to writing, observing, without mentioning the foundation of all those two soft skills that I mentioned earlier, which is listening. As it sounds simple, but actually is the most difficult things for most people to practice. And because we are accustomed in a society where we have opinions and we put so much in what we say out, we don't really have the time to consume in at the same time. And mostly our eyes see things and our brain interprets it. And we quickly, sometimes those things might be against our intrinsic values and we feel so uncomfortable about it. And sometimes it might be in line with our intrinsic values and we feel recognize with it. We still have our own perceptions of it. And because the truth has so many forms, but there is one truth which is universal truth, that it is self-evidence. The sun, you cannot hide it, you cannot keep it away. The truth, you cannot hide it, you cannot twist it, it will self-express itself. So for this particular topic, I'm looking at three benefits of listening. Like I said in the last podcast, there are more than three benefits associated to any of this topic. But in order for us to be precise, in order for us to register things in our mind, I focus on the three critical benefits that can come with listening. So, like we normally do, we use or take from individuals that have inspirational quotes that we can use to open up the podcast. So this week, I'm taking from Bernard M. Baruch. So, what does it say? So, he put it this way. Most of the successful people I've known are the people who do more listening than talking. So you will think that people that are very successful in their choosing professions or life or relationships is because they don't have the time to listen. So because sometimes we put listening to others is a waste of time without being discriminating how we listen, the time we give to it, because we jump pile our schedule so busy that we do not even have 10 minutes, 5 minutes to just listen to things that we are not interested in. It's easy to switch off when somebody starts talking about things that you are not really interested in. Maybe they're talking about bags and you want to talk about footballs. Maybe they're talking about different bags they saw in the shops. Maybe they would just want to talk to you about their personal experience, what happened to them at work that day. And you feel like they talk about it so many times and you begin to switch off. And they can feel it. They can feel that you are not listening to them. And that feelings is not really good for them. It creates kind of being not appreciating, which is not the case, but that's how they feel. And that's how they will react to you eventually. So, in our world today, listening has become one of the essential life skills, I would say. Why did I say that? It's because only a few people can truly say they practice it. It's not the easy skills to possess, but it's the skills that we can learn, we can work on it. It's a kind of soft skill that is also critical to your well-being. You will think because you're listening to someone that try to share things that really affecting them or try to share their ideas with you, you will think it's a total waste of your time. But actually, it has a mutual benefit for you that listen, for them that they express what their feelings. But like I said, it's easy to talk. It is so far easy to release your verbal diary. It is far easy to release your opinions about things. It is far more challenging to listen. Also, listening to the things that you are not interested in is the most painful experience for some people. So, how would you meet a successful individual without the capacity to listen to others? So, imagine a startup company. One of the reasons why some of those companies are successful is because they listen to their team members. It's because they do brainstorms. It's because they take other people's views. Sometimes the way I always say perception is a very funny thing. It's like a ladder. The higher you are in the ladder, the bigger your view of things become. So if you are on the bottom, it is impossible for you to see someone that is 10 steps ahead of you what they can say. But because you cannot see what they can say, sometimes we block to listen. And when you begin to listen, you have the capacity and opportunity to uplift yourself to the steps that you haven't reached yet, but you are open enough to take and listen to other perceptions of an event. Because none of us will live alone in this world to be able to experience everything. Because you will not live up to 1,000 years. So how could you experience everything that is available to experience? But because you experience certain things and the things that you have not experienced before, you have no capacity to listen and try to find out. But once you begin to train your listening capacity, you have opportunity to transcend to the level where it opens up your space. So in a world driven by a 24/7 news cycle, technology and opinions, it is no wonder that many people seem to be hearing a lot. So you see them when they're in the gym, when they go for a run, when they plug the headphone and just listen to things, but their mind is actually in a different place. So the noise is blasting into their brain, but their actual mind is far away to what event that happened at that moment. So that's not the part. That's not the kind of listening I'm talking about here. The listening that you are there in that moment, and you are not allowing your mind to be driving you to things that you got to do in a few minutes time, or what you have to eat, or the places that you are going. It takes a lot. That's why you call some people in our society a counselor. That most thing they do is to listen, is to invite couple, is to invite individual and allow them to express themselves. But these skills, this ability is something that we also have to embrace into our own life, for our own personal development, for our own relationship, for our own business, for our own career. So most people hearing what they say, what you're saying, but they are not listening to you during the conversation. Often they just thinking and preparing what to say quietly. So let's briefly explore the benefits associated with listening. Number one, improved communication. Despite the numerous apps and gadgets that enable communications on multiple platforms, you will not believe it, the amount of chaos, wars, and confusion still persists in today's world. How can you just imagine the amount of level of information, access to information from different platforms? You'll be so surprised that even despite that, we still have chaos in the world. We still have crisis in the world. The same level that we have before the emergence of technology. You thought that, because 200 years ago, because someone in Africa doesn't know what's going on in Europe, unless someone of the family comes down, travel down, and bring the newspaper or telling them the fairy tales of their experience, or someone in Europe didn't know what's happening in China 600 years ago, or except few people that have the opportunity, like a trader that travel to China and bring all kinds of fairy story into Europe. So vice versa. So you would think that the world is more safer and the people are more understanding, but no. There is chaos, there is war, there is a confusion all over the places. Now, we have so many platforms, like the platform that I'm using right now, that probably you listen to this podcast or watching the video blog on the YouTube, or listening to the podcast on the Spotify, or listening to it through any devices or platform that you using. You will have to imagine that the world will have be more civilized, more safer. You're totally wrong. Because everybody is dishing out their grievances. Everybody is dishing out their frustration. Everybody is blaming one person or one country to another. Nobody actually listens. Nobody actually listens to each other in a way that they can work together. So just bring it to your own personal relationship, bring it to your own. How many times you will say you actually listen deeper with the people that are close to you? Talk less of the outside world. I'm guilty of this, and I'm constantly working on myself as well on it. But in reality, most people hearing what someone said to them, but they are not actually listening, especially when the topic they are talking about is not interested to them. So what I'm asking is, when you begin to listen to somebody, give them your time when you can do that. It's an act of generosity. If you look at that, I'm giving this individual everything that I can give them, let them express themselves, regardless how the topic they brought on the table. So the power of listening has created opportunity for profound human connections. So what will happen between both of you is that your relationship will increase, will improve, will become stronger. Because without the power of listening, you actually don't have the foundation for the connection that you are building. Because it facilitates trust, it facilitates understanding. You begin to see how you impacted each other. So when you're listening, you are giving, and the person that's talking to you are receiving. And it can be vice versa in the other way, because the moment you give, you also take back, because you don't realize that the land is there. The moment you plant something, you have the power to regenerate it to the point that you'll be surprised that you get back more than what you put on the soil. So what also come up when you begin to listen in more is you begin to notice innovative ideas. You might be able to actually help your company, your business, your friend, your family with innovative ideas that come to your mind, and it will lead to the growth. Although it may also be very challenging, but with patience and constant practice, listening can lead to emotional and mental growth, essential for your well-being. So, what do you say about that? Isn't it good for every one of us to embrace it? We are accustomed to express ourselves, and sometimes I actually think we over-express ourselves. We have it 2 years. We hear, but we don't always listen, because there's two different things. That you hear someone talking is different to when you listen to them. When you listen to them, you don't form your own questions, your own statement, your own position straight away. That's why when two people engage in argument or debate, the one that feel that he lost out, we continue to slander the one that he thought or she thought that he or she won. So, but when you are listening, it is impossible to find yourself in that position. So, number 2, learning opportunity. So, what are the learning opportunities that attach to able to listen to one another? Listening increases curiosity, and the what defines us as human is our curiosity. And the moment we lack curiosity, we lack the fertile energy that required to live a life of experience. It is human nature to explore the unknown. Listening enhances our capacity for innovation and creativity. So just imagine many writers and creators. Why do they prefer spending time in nature or quiet places? Because when you are there, you no longer have someone to express verbally what is going on in your mind, in your head. You are actually being captivated by nature. You listen more, you hear the sound that you don't frequently hear in day to day. You see things and you engage within your mind of things. So you are actually absorbing more information through your eyes, through your ear, through your body. You feel sensation in your body sometimes. And these are the medium that the messages are coming to you. So listening is absorbing information, and sometimes it's because we always give and we don't know that we have a capacity to absorb as well, we run away from it or we deflecting it. But once you embrace that, it begins to open more doors for us. So one of them, I've already mentioned it, is area of innovation and creativity. So you see all these people that write the movie script, that write the books, it is able to create stories that most people will say, how do you think about that? why this thing come to you. So your imagination reach when you have put yourself in this position. So you walk in the nature or quiet places because in silence you can feel the space with thought or listen to your environment. So that's one of the benefits of working in nature, because it allows you to listen more. So rather than listen for verbal words, you listen and observe things that goes on around you. So lastly, number 3, it improves mental health. I also think it also improves our psychological well-being. Research has shown that deep listening has positive effects on both parties involved. So it improves mental health by reducing anxiety. In today's world, the level of anxiety is so high that all you need to do is to watch some couples of clips on video on YouTube channel, or listen to the news, or read the newspaper, or just even listen to the government, how they manage or handle your money, and you see how you are so unsure what the future holds for you, and that creates level of anxiety that lead to serious stress, that also lead to serious physical illness. So because all these things are all interconnected, and if you reduce stress in your life, if you reduce your anxiety level, there is no guarantee that little you will suffer from physical illnesses. So it is significantly improve the mental health when our anxiety level reduce. So people feel much better in a conversation when they believe they are being truly listened to. So somebody that feel like you take time out of your busy day and you actually listening to them in a deeper way, they feel loved. They feel much better for that moment. And that really helped them to reduce their worry and their anxiety. So you contributed to them as well. So in conclusion, many of us are guilty of talking more and listening less. So in ideal world, it should be the other way around. One of the common things the old sages have shared their insight regarding listening. So one of them is Buddha, and he puts it this way. He said, people with opinions go around hurting more people with their opinions. And you'll be surprised that level of anxiety Twitter, which is X now, created for a lot of people is a lot. I used to meet people that they really have shame by just watching or browsing the Facebook of their friends. And even though these individuals are successful in their life, but their friend remind them what is actually missing in their life because of the picture they can see on the Facebook page of that person. And for that weekend, this individual will just get stuck in sorrow and shame. And that is many people are being in this situation. So what I'm saying as I'm running this up is, when we listening more and talk less, we have the capacity to improve our own life, improve the life of others. We have the capacity to create something that can benefit larger people, larger community, ourselves, that may also bring financial reward to us. When we're listening, we increase our kindness, our generosity, our giving into others. So many health challenges stem from social media messages that combine anxiety, high blood pressure, and uncontrolled anger. You say, well, people that send the tweet out but later regretted it, or even to another extreme, it destroyed their career completely. They lose total respect. They are not the kind of people that the organization want to associate with, because their anger and the social media is totally two different things. The same emotion people felt 30 years ago, and it doesn't create the same explosion that we created in our world today. Whereas when you begin to practice, you're also able to listen to your emotions, you listen to how you feel. You probably doing that, and then you develop or improve your gut instinct. So listening has capacity to listen within ourselves and being holding ourselves accountable toward our own actions. So therefore, it is crucial to work harder at practicing deep listening in your personal and professional life. The positive benefit extend beyond the three mentioned above. And lastly, one of the distinguishing qualities of a wise person when you meet them is the ability to talk less and listen more. Personally, I have not met anyone who cannot teach me something valuable. So he puts me in a position to continue to be a learning student, not a master. So I'm not presenting this message to you this week as a master. I'm also on a learning curve, and I pray that may we continue to grow in capacity, that we enhance our life and give us a better experience. So have a wonderful week. Until we meet again next week. Ciao.